Well, I'm here with Jonathan French, who is an author, and he's going to tell us a little bit about the books that he writes. It's kind of epic fantasy. I think Jim Henson writing The Lord of the Rings. So tell us a little bit about that. That's a cool combination.
Yeah, well, thanks. It is epic fantasy more for adults. So, a lot of epic fantasy now is very YA. I think Harry Potter sort of made us think that fantasy is mostly for young audiences.
Sure.
But the fact is adults still read it. And sometimes you need something with more complexity of plot. Get back to that old school way of writing where it's, more Tolkien and you get into in-depth with characters and in-depth with plot. So, my series is called the Autumn's Fall Saga. There's going to be 8 books by the time it's done. I'm trying to write 1 a year. But it has a lot to do with war and human interaction with immortal interaction. So, how does somebody who lives 80 years react with somebody who lives forever?
Right.
And so there's a lot of interplay in that regard. But the Jim Henson aspect comes in where there was a lot of whimsy in Jim Henson, but he wasn't afraid to scare you. So you could have that fairy tale aspect.
So you got kind of the labyrinth thing. You got David Bowie running around.
Right, they're goblin kings that are totally decadent and kind of creepy, but also rock star and cool.
Sure.
Absolutely. I mean, that exact feel, exact vibe.
So what is it about fantasy that you enjoy writing about? I mean, that kind of genre.
There's no limits. I mean, you don't have to do a ton of, you can do research, but you're not in a box as far as I'm writing in contemporary day. You still have to make people believe that you understand the time period you're writing in.
Sure.
Whereas with fantasy, it's your world building you're creating. And I've been a fan my whole life and managed to make it into a career. I was a big Conan fan.
Oh, yeah.
I was a big
Robert E. Howard.
Very good, yeah. Comic books, Marvel and DC and everything that was going on back then. And that just informed everything, and I just wanted to be creative and managed to make that happen.
Yeah, and I love that kind of stuff. That Robert E. Howard I love the Conan stories. They're fantastic. So tell me real quick, this is a question we're asking everyone. Science or magic?
Magic.
So
easy.
And this one will be interesting.
Right.
I think I know your answer for this one. Books or movies?
Books, because they make the best movies.
So would you like to see your books as a movie?
I would, but
I know it's more complicated.
It's
than that. You're
scary.
like, I want to own it. And,
it's frightening, but it is such an amazing time because I'm 34 years old, and back when I was a kid, if a comic book superhero movie came out, odds are it was bad.
Right.
But we're in this period now where technology and special effects have gotten so good that now even if they don't make it into a movie, it can be on TV, like HBO, Game of Thrones, right? They still have the budget to be able to do justice to creatures and magic. And so, movie would be awesome. A franchise would be great. But even a TV series would be amazing too.
Right.
But at this point, a comic book, anything, just as long as it's getting readers, I think that's hugely important.
What's your? You've mentioned comics a few times. What's a favorite comic book of yours?
I'm a big Hulk fan. I love the Gray Hulk, Mr. Joe Fixit.
Well, I'm a Jack Kirby fan.
There you go.
So anything Jack Kirby creates,
anything Jack Kirby,
I love,
And as far as artists, Arthur Adams.
Yeah.
Anything Arthur Adams drew, I love him.
Well, thank you for talking to us.
Appreciate it.
I'm glad you got a chance to, and I'm glad we got a chance to talk with you.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Do you have a website or something?
Yeah, if you go to, this is hard to do with a mic, but if you go to jonathanfrenchbooks.com, just my name, books.com, you can find all the information about the series and me and the future of what's going on with the Autumn's Fall Saga.
Are you on Twitter?
I'm on Twitter, at jfrenchauthor. Okay. And Facebook as well, / Jonathan French Author, so it's pretty easy.
Okay, well, thanks.
Thank you.
Glad talking to you.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thanks a lot.